Speaking to Canvey Island manager Brad Wellmen following our 3-1 win away at Grays Athletic. Brad, an excellent performance today, all over the pitch, players playing extremely well. What did you make of that?
Yeah, I think first and foremost, our ability to work hard was good. I thought we'd done the dogged side of the game really well today. I think that Harrison was out with COVID, but we've got Paul O'Day in, and I thought he was outstanding. His ability to press the ball, his ability to just get around the pitch, and his composure on the ball really shone through today. So, whilst it's good that we're winning games, I think that it showed that we're in for the battle as well.
I was going to mention O'Day Martin. Obviously didn't have the best of impact at the game away at Felixstowe, coming on at half-time and getting himself sent off after 20 minutes. Really seemed like he redeemed himself with an excellent performance today.
Yeah, I mean, listen, O'Day was disappointed when he got sent off. I think he came into the game at a horrible situation where we didn't really have no energy against Felixstowe, and he wanted to bring that energy, and for 16 minutes he did. But along with that, picked up 2 silly yellow cards, which then kept him out of the game against Tilbury. But he's been fortunate in that he's come straight back in because of what's happened to Harrison, and he just come into there. And we said before, we know what his ability is. We know his strengths are his ability to press the ball and then show the composure on the ball. And I thought that he stepped straight in and took his chance really well and capped off a great performance with a goal.
Everything about that performance today reminded me of Canvey a month or so ago. Some of the composure on the ball was excellent, the work rate, as you say. But then another thing was the early goals, so scoring after 3 minutes in the first half, and then really to put the game to bed as it turned out in the second half, 6 minutes in.
Yeah, I think that as we said when we was losing 3 games on the spin, that we needed to get back to turn that corner, and I think we was always going to do it through working hard and through trying to get back to what we was. One of the big components was that Jamie Salmon wasn't in the team when we was losing games, and Jamie's come back in, and what he just gives us is that little calmness in midfield, but he also gives us the ability where we want to keep possession of football, but he can turn it in behind as well. He's a great organiser, and I think that the way that we get organised now from the outset, it allows us to then go and strike early, which we done, and then that sets us up to sort of really manage the game how we want it managed.
There's a few forwards who, when I see they're in the opposition lineup, I almost write their name down on the score sheet already. One of them is Lewis Smith, who's now at Tilbury. One of them is David Knight. Very pleased to see that neither of them really had a shot on target that I can remember throughout the 2 games.
Yeah, I think in both games, you look at the goals we conceded against Tilbury. Clearly, that was our error, and the goal we conceded today was, we done really well. They had great possession, and we was pushing them away from the goal, and then just a little bit of eagerness trying to win the ball, and we got rolled and they get in behind and scored. But listen, Knight is a threat, and we know that, as we know Lewis Smith. But when we've got people in the team like Toby, who no disrespect to Toby, he probably doesn't know who them players are, so he doesn't get overawed by them. And then when you've got people like Rob Girdlestone and Miles, who have been rocks at the centre of our defence, I think we can match any centre forward that's coming at us with our defensive ability at the moment.
Evans Kwasi seemed to come off with maybe a slight injury towards the end of the game.
Yeah, to be fair to Evans, we just felt that late in the game we needed to make a little change just to try and get our shape right and see the game out. What we was wary of was that that they were obviously chucking things at us and trying to get more out of the game and taking a few more risks, and we just felt that we need to just shore it up a little bit. So we was always planning to bring Evans off with about 15 minutes left, and I think it was just where he'd worked so hard during the game that it was just maybe a little bit of cramp, but nothing to worry about, hopefully not.
Well, a win against Grays, something that Canvey fans do value, so well done Brad, thank you very much and Happy New Year.
Yeah, thanks, and Happy New Year to all the fans as well. Appreciate your support.